Ready?
Yeah.
You sure? What about now? Okay, so hang on. Okay, so this is the Bastos Sierra that we're just doing at the minute. It's a Sierra Sapphire Cosworth 4-wheel drive, 1990 H plate. Reg plate's H909 GKOR, which is quite significant because 909 is the part number for the Ford Motorsport parts. This competed in the RAC Rally in 1994, came 80th out of about 150 cars, and then it's had rallying history ever since then with different drivers and different people. Has an RAC logbook for rallying as well. So it's got the Group A jack mounts on the front, which all bolt on the side of the chassis legs. It's got the twin Moretti headlights, an RS500 intercooler, aluminium radiator. It's a YB engine. It's actually a 200 block in this. Should have a it's a 205 block. It should have a 200 block in it, but at some point in its life, it's obviously launched the engine and it's been changed. It's also got a two-wheel drive exhaust manifold rather than a four-wheel drive exhaust manifold and some Chinese turbo on there. So what we're going to do, we're changing the manifold for a four-wheel drive manifold, and we're going to put it back on probably a T3, I think, whatever's eligible, or a T34, Group A turbo basically, with a 34mm restrictor. So we've just done a full car loom, thanks to Bobby. So it's had a full car loom made, all done in Raychem and DR25 and Type 44 wire. We're changing the injectors. It's currently got green injectors in, which were a thing back in the day, but we're putting some Bosch thousands in it. It's got it's got a Group A throttle cable mount and various other things on there, some air equip in the bay. It's on Bilstein suspension, which we're going to renew with Bilstein. The front hubs are actually stock 4x4 front hubs at the minute. It's got stock brakes because they were obviously changed before the car was purchased, but we're going to put Group A front hubs back on it with the AP 4-pot calipers, I think this one will have on. And this is running ECU Masters Black Edition engine ECU with full lambda. It'll have anti-lag and launch control and all sorts of things added to it. And we've had the stickers done at 360 wraps, thanks to Nick. And obviously it's made it look like the Bastos car. Bastos, I think, are cigarettes in Germany, so it's probably not good for YouTube, me saying that. So don't smoke, guys. So yeah, we've got an aluminium power steering tank to put on there as well, black, to go with the header tank and the breather tank. We're probably going to change the breather tank. We're going to put a different fuel rail in it, put a billet fuel rail with air-equipped fittings, change the air filter and the intake pipe as well in the bay. Bit of tidying up, bit of heat shielding, things like that. So all the window, the city can't buy seals for these cars anymore, so it's kind of impossible, but where it's been painted before, there's paint on the seals. So we're going to take the seals off, clean them up, or replace them with something different. I don't know, unless I can get some seals. The windscreen seals, probably not worth putting in, although I will try and get one just because the windscreen, it's a heated screen in this car because there's no fan inside, so it's just a heated screen. It's got a bronze tint polycarb windows, which are sort of period for this particular car. If you go inside and round the back, then we've got, the front wings are all stretched as well, so in order to house the bigger wheels. So we've also got Group A shifter. So this is all Ford Motorsport Group A shifter. This all goes together. That's got to go in the car as well. That's another little job. And then we've got some indicators for the wings, which we got hold of with wires, so we can put those in all nice and neat. All the cage has been in obviously for years, but if you look at the dash is all flocked in black. All the fuses are there, and just underneath there, fuse and relays are all labelled, so we've done all that so whoever's in the car, if a fuse blows, they can get to it straight away and then change it. It's got a standard handbrake in the car. Rear brakes will stay standard for now. In the back, obviously all the cage comes through to the back all the way around. And then we've got this steering wheel. This is a period steering wheel. It's a Momo one. And then we've got an extension and then a lifeline quick release to go on there. The battery's behind the seat. So it's got some nice bits to go on it. So the roof vent is fully functional on the roof. So that all works. It's got little bits inside so you can direct the air. And the back of the car, the boot lid comes straight off. It's all on pins. So, and the boot lid's all cut out underneath. So if you look underneath, it's all been cut out for weight saving. Same as the doors. The doors are all cut out inside as well, try and save some weight. It's running the whole exhaust to the back at the moment, but I'm probably going to put a side exit on it, I think. See if we can do that. It's got a Motormech fuel tank in and some pipe work, but we're going to change that for a proper Group A tank and put that in the back of the car with some new fuel pumps and swill pots, etc. It's all the wiring's already there for it. We've left extra wires in the loom. So we might try and get a new rear screen for it This one's cracked, but we don't want to change the car too much because obviously it was, you know, it is a fairly original car. It was a privateer's car. It was never a Ford Motorsport car. So obviously the door cards are missing out the front, but again, I might just make a half door card. So there's a bit of a pocket there. The other side's got a half door card in if you have a quick look. It just goes halfway up there and the washer bottle's in that door card. So then what we've done inside, at the moment the steering wheel's in there, the original one, that's going to come out. So, but we've done, so you've got your brake biases here, and then you've got these buttons here which are all for the rev counter. Engine cooling, fan override, rear fog, heated screen. You've got obviously your ignition there, fuel pump and start button for the driver, and you've got your voltmeter. That's actually oil pressure there, and then you've got your boost gauge, which is obviously the most important thing. Obviously, then you've got RPM. There's no speedo on the car because you don't have a speedo on a rally car as normal. You've got your oil light indicators, alternator and lights there, water temp, and then that's actually your oil pressure there. That's your oil temp up there. And then that's it, really. That's kind of how these cars were. Some of them were a bit more complicated. The later cars were a lot more complicated. The Escorts had like active diffs in them and all sorts, adjustable roll bars and things. So, but it's a nice, good, safe shell that's going to make, you know, a really nice car for somebody. So we just want to, obviously the gears, look how much, look at the gears thing. It's like, so once the Group A shifter's in, there's going to be a lot shorter. So it'll have a front diff, a strengthened wall front diff put in it, and a new rear diff, and it's going to have some gears put in the gearbox as well to strengthen it, and obviously once the turbo's in, so it will make a really good car. It's not far off, but I think we just got a few bits we're waiting for to come, and I've got to ring Roman at Uppliger Motorsport and see if I can get some special bits off him, because he has lots of stock of stuff like that. So, and then maybe a bit of advice as well on what's best to put on it, you know, without spending too much money, because he's pretty good like that. So, but yeah, ultimately, once the steering wheel's in as well, because when you sit in it, yeah, it's not too bad there, but I'd need to sit further back if I was driving, but you want the wheel quite close, so once that's on, that'll be quite good. Obviously not there, but yeah. It should be really good. We're going to get it running tonight, and then we're going to Simon's show on Sunday. He's got the drop show. We're just going to take this and the Tic Tac Sierra, if we can get this running, and maybe the little Audi S1 as well. I've just got to ring the customer, make sure he's happy with us taking it. If he's not, then we won't. But yeah, that's it really.